I'm doing it wrong, then please stop me.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Beyond thrilled to be bringing you the Super Bowl. All the pomp, all the circumstance, all the pageantry. It doesn't get any better than this, partner.
I'm loving sharing this booth with you, sharing this moment, this type of a game. For all the teachers who said we'd never make it, we're here.
And we talk these last couple weeks about the buildup, the anticipation. I think these guys are just ready to get out there and get this thing started.
And I know that both coaching staffs have spent considerable time trying to figure out how to best bring their team up to a peak without taking them over the edge and causing a lot of issues early in the game.
And you don't think much of a pregame speech is needed for this one?
I think the pregame speeches were the shortest all year. If they didn't just say, let's go get them, guys, they probably talked too much.
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
All right, now, let's go, let's go, let's go.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Solomon Thomas there on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. He's going deep for Brown. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. Well, if those at home were wondering if we were going to see some offense in this Super Bowl, I think your answer was right there. Incomplete, but they take a big shot early.
Like the script, if they get the big play early, so much the better. But if nothing else, they send a message. They're going to be aggressive in this game.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there at 22. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Reuben Foster leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
These two. Corner.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'd open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
That's fielded at the 8-yard line. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. They go play action here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up first and 10. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Flushed out right. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on first and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
On second down, Roethlisberger. He'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And Hill running right through it. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A Steeler first down on a pickup of 11 yards.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
First carry now for Jordan Howard. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. Give him 30 yards there. A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's first and goal. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He'll get it up the middle, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal.
Maybe. 77.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. With the first touchdown of Super Bowl 53. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. And Pointer, they found a gap there on the post pattern in the middle of the end zone.
And ordinarily, that's a tough spot to find because there's usually coverage to take away that portion of the field. But they found a gap, and they exploited it.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
20, 11, 12.
On play action, now Garoppolo. And this one is incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
65.
Toss play to McKinnon. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing on 2nd. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
4 catches already here in this Super Bowl. He's got another first down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Here's McKinnon. And he's got room. And he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
One, Omaha. 65.
Now McKinnon. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. A dump down to McKinnon. And he showcased the spin, but couldn't do much else as he's wrangled down. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Let's go. Double bump.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. He'll fight a man over the middle. It's Washington. And he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 24 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 43.
Jack 16. Go. Snickers, you gotta spin.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Man open left side is Brown. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. We'll come back on Super Bowl Sunday after this. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Quarter. Monday. Double bump.
Again, it's Roethlisberger. Throw left side complete. That's Washington. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
On first down, Garoppolo. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Cameron Hayward in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Garoppolo to throw on second down. Escaping the pressure right. Complete to the right. This is Garcon. A very solid gain of 27.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Garoppolo on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it a second down.
13, 13. 12, 12. 11, 11.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Hey, gun. 11, 11.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go. Hurry up. 11, 11. 21, 21. 12, 12. 6, 11, 11.
They go play action here on first down. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. So we've come upon. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated. Ready to go for the second half. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football.
Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Play action. Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
21. Six. 21. Here we go. 11.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton, and a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On 1st and goal, Howard. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. And Boswell's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense,
The way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Garoppolo, 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Snead's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Javon Hargrave breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on third and long? Here's Garoppolo to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a fourth down. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Now Brown. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he checks this one down to Williams. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us the ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punch coming in, I've never returned punch, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at you.
It really is. You try and get that peek to know where they are, about whether you should fair catch it or not.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Eric Armstead in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. And Boswell's kick is good. And the lead stretches. 16-3 now. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8-up time, got points, so whilst mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A really nice gain of 25 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Brought in left side by Snead. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it looks like Steeler football. It is.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
They begin the drive with Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Here's Roethlisberger, and he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 6, and they're going to face a third down. Now Roethlisberger to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. A hat tip to P.J. Williams there defensively, making sure that one didn't find its target.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard,
had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
And can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That goes for a gain of 31. Now a play fake here on first down. It's complete to Snead. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on first.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On second down, here's Garoppolo. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? Like any of them, especially if it's a good receiver, that makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. He finds Robinson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. He'll buy some time right. And the ball is knocked out. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
Should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Show that bench release and go.
On first, they go right back to Howard. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Roethlisberger going to throw it over the middle here to Brown. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. And the 49ers going to take another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Roethlisberger. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
They run it again with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And the Steelers on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. They'll give to Howard. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get them home free. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The Pittsburgh Steelers have won the Super Bowl, and the Lombardi Trophy is going back to the Steel City. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.
And they are the Super Bowl champs. The Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. What a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports.